Assalamu alaikum everyone. Hope you all are doing good. Do subscribe, like and follow the channel. The topic that we are going to discuss today is system behavior described by the sequence diagrams. So let's begin. Before proceeding for a logical design of how a software system will work, it's actually useful to investigate and define its behavior as black box system. By black box system behavior, I meant the system behavior as in what a system is supposed to do rather than explaining how it is doing. For that purpose, we use system behavior diagrams such as sequence and system sequence diagrams. While describing the system behavior, we try to identify different system events from use case scenarios. Then we create a sequence diagram for each particular use case scenario. So let's see. System sequence diagrams illustrate the interaction between the actors and the system with the help of the operations that are initiated by the actors. The system sequence diagram is applied at the system level to illustrate the interaction between the actor and its system for a particular scenario of a use case. Remember, use cases describe how external actors interact with the software system. So while the actors were interacting with the software system, they actually call a particular event of a system, which event and that event is generally requesting some system operation to handle a certain event. System sequence diagrams should be done for the typical course of events or success scenarios of the use cases and possible others for the most interesting and alternative courses. So, in short, a system sequence diagram is a picture that shows for one a particular scenario of a use case, the events that are generated by the external actors, their order or the sequence of the events, and any inter-system events that may occur during a certain scenario. So let's see a system sequence diagram example. Here we have an example of a system sequence diagram that shows the interaction between the actor and the system with the help of the different operations initiated by a particular actor. Here, the cashier is an actor, and make new sale, enter item, and sale are all the operations or the system operations or events. Because all of these are generated by the actor and are requesting system for a particular response. This whole diagram of system sequence diagram is actually illustrating a particular use case scenario, that is the process sale scenario. Just as in system scenarios, the sequence of actions were important, here in SSD, aka the system sequence diagram, the sequence of operation or event call is also important. All the operations must appear in a certain sequence or order in order to have a successful execution of the operation. System events. System events are initiated by the actors, which in result trigger an operation at system level, which requests a response from the system. So here, enter item is a system event that is generated by the actor and is actually requesting the system to do a particular task and then in response send a particular response back to the actor. We follow a certain few set of actions to construct a system sequence diagram from the use case scenarios. So let's see a one particular example. So here, the very first step is we draw a line representing the system as a black box. So here, right, we have our system. Then we identify different actors of our system that directly operates on the system. For example, here we have identified cashier as that actor. So we draw a line for each of such actors, these lines. From the use case typical course, here we have the complete use case scenarios. We identify the events from the text and we identify the system events that each actor is generated. So for example, from this scenario, here is an event, cashier starts a new sale. So for each identified event system event from this particular use case scenario, we illustrate them on the diagram as cashier is initiating a make new sale. Similarly, cashier enter item identified. So here cashier is entering the items. So that's how we convert our use case scenario into a system sequence diagram. Naming conventions for the system events. It's always better to select the system event names that are concise and descriptive in nature rather than selecting the names that are long and ambiguous. Long and ambiguous and non-descriptive system event names decreases the system understandability, whereas concise and descriptive names are self-explanatory and they increase the understandability of the system behavior. Sequence diagram. Sequence diagrams are also a kind of interaction diagrams because they describe how and in what order a group of objects work together. These diagrams are used by the software developers and business people alike to understand the requirements for a new system or to document an existing process. Sequence diagrams are sometimes known as event diagrams or event scenarios that shows the interaction between different system objects. Here we have an example of a sequence diagram of a POS system that shows the system objects interaction with each other. So we have different objects as store, customer, chef, etc. and they all are interacting with each other by calling the events or the functions or the operations of each other. From this diagram, we can easily understand the difference between the SSD and the SD. Let me explain the difference again. So SSD, aka the system sequence diagram, illustrates the interaction between an actor and the system, whereas the sequence diagram illustrates the interaction between the different objects of the system. That was all about the SSD and SD. Hope this lecture has helped you to understand the basic concept of sequence diagrams and their construction. If you have any queries or topic requests, please feel free to comment them. Do subscribe, like and follow the channel to get more interesting lectures. Allah Hafiz.